No, don't do music because remember it gets monetized.
No. We got in-game music.
Monetized.
We got this in-game cut.
Oh. Wow. In-game music. Yeah, right.
Oh man, that's the Christmas jam. That BGM volume. Alright.
Glorious.
Look at this beautiful gong. Welcome, everybody, to Name This Podcast, episode 13.1-5 something, comma.
Wait, I don't know if your audio is coming through in the stream.
I hope it is.
Do a couple tests. Do a couple test things.
Testing. Test. Hello.
Yeah, check the stream on your phone. I don't hear any audio.
Is broken?
So the other day I was.
I get a lovely ad.
Good now. We're good. Sorry.
Was it you? Was it me?
Your fail again. It was me.
Okay.
Right, I think we're good now. Sorry.
Seducer. Explain yourself. Let everybody know why we're on episode 13-12.498-7000.
Yeah. There was a glitch in the Matrix, and their episode 13 just doesn't exist anymore. So we don't have to worry about that. And we're on to 13.1.0.0012. Update file. Hopefully everybody is completely up to date. If you aren't, then go ahead and download the update for our episode.
Right click, check for update.
But yeah, let's do this. 13.5 or whatever we're on.
And people might notice we are somewhere different. We are on a ship. This is Monster Hunter Worlds.
Is this Ark? Are we on Ark?
This is Monster Hunter Worlds, and it's giving me an intellerection right now, boys. Welcome,
A what? Wait, say
Spike
that again?
and Highball, an intellerection.
Intellerection, all right.
Yes, because my brain is just like, this is the most magical thing I've ever seen. For anybody who doesn't know, the game from last Tuesday or Monday up until tomorrow is free to play, and by free to play, it's the opening section of the game, which is 2 areas, and they let you go up to rank 4 of your hunter. For those that don't know, Monster Hunter is about killing giant monsters and hunting them down with or without friends. This guy's drunk. Holy crap, Highball. This is Highball for you, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm tired. Look at me right here, all sexy.
Oh, God. Yes, boys, I am very, very happy to play this game with you guys. And one day when I get a job, pray it's this week, I will be playing this game. Thoughts, gentlemen, about the game that we've been playing?
Well, where to start? So this game seems pretty cool. I like having the going on the missions and killing the big dinosaurs and stuff. I played the demo of this about, I guess like a year ago now, or almost a year ago, when it first came out. And I kind of have the same feeling that I did back then, that this might not be the game exactly for me, but it seems like the people who do get it really fall for it hard, and I can appreciate that. So the thing where we go and have to do the same mission over and over again, that might get a little tedious, but you know, seems like a fun game. I might buy it. Like if you get it, you know, I was thinking about getting it for the wife because she really likes RPGs. So she might be playing it first, and then I might get it after she's done.
I have one argument though, Spike. I agree with the tedious part. That's probably why I didn't play too much more Destiny, but I will say we do play a lot of zombies, and we do the same thing over and over there. So maybe I think the problem is we would have to play the full game and see what our reactions are. Now, the good thing about this game that I know is when you fight monsters on harder difficulties, they start to fight different. They have new move sets. They have different moves. So yeah, you fight the same monster, but it starts going like it's a different fight. So that is the one thing I will say might save this game in the long run if we do play it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I totally agree. Most games are repetitive, so if that's the only bad thing against it, it's quite spawning.
Highball, any thoughts on it?
Yeah.
Boyo.
Oh, there he goes again.
Boils! By the way, that's my new favorite slang term. I hope it doesn't offend anybody.
Uh-oh.
Right now, where I stand with this game, I like how you put it, Spike, is that I don't feel it's my kind of game, but it is fun. It's just entirely, like, I would have to play the whole thing, or at least pressure through more of the whole game. But right now, it's okay. It's not what... It's these kind of games I've never been a fan of, really, because it's not my kind of game style, you know? But, like, it's a nice trial. So I can just say the trial's nice.
So if one day I got
Roots ranking.
Highball, quick question: if one day I got a job and you still didn't have a job, and I bought it for you, would you play it with us?
Oh.
Well, if you bought it for me, meaning like you'd send it through the mail to my house, if you did that, I would have
No,
choice
I would
but
do
to
it
play.
I would do it.
Asshole.
I would do it digitally. That way you don't have to get off your ass and put a disc in.
Either or. Like, well, either or. If I would download it, then yeah, I would play it with you because you guys are my friends, and of course I'd play it with you.
It's
All
like
right,
$30 right now, isn't it? That's pretty cheap, right?
25,
Spike-
$30, yeah.
Spike years ago got me Borderlands 2, and I didn't fucking say I don't want to play it. He got it for me. I fucking played it until the game broke.
And then he sold it for money.
I didn't sell it.
Well, see, that's why you get the digital one. He can't sell it if you get the digital one. And again,
Traded
the
it
best.
for another game.
Hey, the best thing of all.
Selling
Hey, the best thing of all, you don't have to get off your ass to turn it on. You don't have to go get a disc. The only bad thing is if you're a collector or you like having the physical copy, that's the downside to having digital.
All right, guys. So how do we always start this?
Wait, time out.
podcast? Oh, right.
You asked for a Roots ranking, and
Yeah.
so far I give it a B+. I give it.
Because
Yeah, I'm giving this one grade school grades. It seems since the Hunter ranks are letters, I'm gonna give it a letter grade, and it is a B+. Why is it a B+? In my limited playthrough, the game is fun. There's tons of guns. There's crafting. There's items. The monster hunts are fun. There's levels to this shit. But, like we were talking about before, they could have done the multiplayer easier. You should be able to join your friends, be where your friends are, period. Play the story missions with your friends, period. No need to go make it to the cutscene and then have to go join your friend who didn't do the cutscene yet. Why can't we just go through the whole thing together? Makes sense to me.
yeah,
But
me too.
at the same time, I'm not going to say it's the worst game ever because they fucked that up a little bit. You can still play multiplayer, and there's a lot of little extra stuff you could do. Like there's arena battles you could do, which I guess people try and fight for the quickest times and for the arena missions. There's probably about 6 to 7 other worlds we haven't even seen yet. There's different ranks of monsters, all the way up to rank F. They go from A to F, I think. And then, of course, big DLC they're releasing next year. They've released free monsters for this game so far, too, in case you didn't know. But, that being said,
Nice.
B+. I would love to play the full game. Maybe when I get a job, I'll buy it. And then maybe somehow I can figure out a way to get it for Highball. Although, to be honest with you, I'm really behind on bills, so might not get it right away.
Roots ranking B+.
Oh my god, I love it. That was the best. You're a natural. Oh, with that being said, gentlemen, I just gotta say, what have you guys been putting in your face holes and your eye holes this past week?
There's a bear.
Oh boy.
Besides this game, I've been consuming this game with you. I've been consuming the normal zombies because every now and then I just want to kill something that's undead, and that really fits the purposes of that.
Oh wait, get over here. Get over here, Spike. I saw it. Come on, Spike and Highball right now. We're breaking it down.
What are we doing?
Get over here. You gotta get your guy over here. Look at this.
Hey,
Look at this beautiful barrel with a red cloth on top of it. Oh, you're drunk.
I'm stumbling.
You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it.
No. Oh, that's not fair. You knew that was gonna happen.
Oh, is that what happens when you drink too much? I see a Highball Spike showdown here. It's about to go down. Highball on the right, Spike on the left.
What do we do? What button do we push?
Circle after one.
Circle?
It's going down! It's going down!
I can't see your face.
Oh. You just went down like a sack of potatoes.
Go back and drink.
All right. I'm just going to say, Spike, sorry for interrupting you. Keep going. I got a dethroned Highball here.
Other things I've been playing is A Way Out with you, Mr. Roots.
Yes.
And I gotta say, so far, I've been enjoying myself. Now I got it on the cheap. I wouldn't have paid full price for it. I got it like I think $20. And oh, you lost.
Oh, it's because I touched my touchpad. Whoops.
I bought the king.
Yes, sir.
But definitely A Way Out is so far an enjoyable experience. There's been a couple times where we've been playing and you just those little things that you find really just bring a smile. It's like playing a game with someone, but the whole point of the game is having that person there. You know, they can shoehorn co-op into games or you can play multiplayer in games, but to have a game that the entire thing is built upon the experience of you and another person playing together is very rare, and I think they've done a great job with it. We haven't beat it yet. We're only about probably 75, maybe 80% done. But I feel like I got my money's worth already. So so far it's been a great game. So there's been that, and I also have Soma queued up, and I've been itching to play that because it's that perfect amount of little horror game that I just really dig. So I'm going to be playing that this week. So look out for next week's little review on that from me. But how about you, Highball? What have you been putting in your
Spike Score Soma?
Region?
This bear. No, honestly, after finishing and completing Red Dead Redemption 2 last week, I took a nice little leisurely break from playing video games a lot consistently every day, to where, you know, I've gotten more stuff done. I got more job hunting out and done the past couple of days. I've obviously played Black Ops Zombies and Blackout with you guys this past week off and on. Besides that, I really haven't been doing anything besides just average real world.
Well, what have you been watching?
How's
Doctor Who been lately?
Finale was on Sunday last week. It was mediocre. It was a poor season because it was a whole, like, they decided to go the different route of like, hey, let's start it from a fresh new beginning, like the show's just starting over now without, like, you know, tearing up the continuity of the story. But it was like fresh take on the Doctor Who, and it was fun. It was nice. There were some very mirrored episodes to episodes we've seen before in past seasons, and for a show that's been on the air for over 13 years now, like, that's got it, now it's starting to, you know, trickle through that, hey, this reminds me of that episode from way back then. But it was still a fun season, but as a whole, it was just kind of dull. And there was a season about 2 seasons ago that kind of felt dull until the very end of the season. It picked up, but it was okay. I'd give it a B.
I have a question. The doctor changed obviously to the woman, but does that mean every character has changed, or did they carry over some of the actual like real live actors, or did everybody change?
Okay, so the concept of the show is the Doctor is an alien that can regenerate. So anytime the Doctor dies,
I get that that he can change,
so,
but
the companions are not the same alien species or race. They're either Earth humans or they're other alien species. So in the 50-year run of Doctor Who, ever since it started back in the 60s, the companions of the show always they try to change them out when the Doctor changes. Sometimes you'll see a companion change through the same Doctor more than once. But like when a new person comes and play the Doctor, they do tend to take out a companion and put in a new one. And like back in the old the classic Who days, that was when like the Doctor would have 2 or 3 companions with him all the time to make a bigger cast so they can have more chemistry. But when the show came back in 2005, it stuck it to more of a individual companion per Doctor. So like when it came back, it was 1 companion, and when the next Doctor came, it was just 1 companion. The next Doctor came, it was just 1 companion. And then they've sort of started to get back in the last 3 Doctors, getting back to 2 companions per Doctor. This season introduced the old classic concept of 3 companions for the Doctor, and everybody has their own opinion, criticisms on it, that it's such a diverse cast that the Doctor's a woman now, and her 3 companions are an old British white guy and a young 20-something black British guy, and then an Arab young 20-something girl. Like, it doesn't matter who they are or what they are; it matters how they play well in the story. And so, based on that, I didn't mind the companions. However, I could see how they kind of put more weight on 1 companion over the other 2 a lot more. But it worked. Like, honestly, that was really one of the few things of the season that actually felt like, this is Doctor Who, because of the way the Doctor is with the companions. It's Doctor Who. Yeah, it is. But it was okay. Like, like I said, I give it a B. The next season, sadly, though, and they've done this in recent years, but the next season doesn't come until 2020.
Oh, we're gonna skip a year?
Yep.
Wow, that's unheard of, right? That's never been done before.
Well, no, they've done it before. Like, the show's been back since 05, and back from 05 till 2010, it was every year the season would come. And then once they brought in Matt Smith as the youngest Doctor, that's when the first season aired, and then you had to wait a year and a half until the next season. And then that next season was like only 10 episodes long. And then once that was over, boom, then you had to wait another year until the next season. And so for them to skip a year entirely, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
But, oh well.
The fans, it's a bummer for the fans.
But like the production of Doctor Who's become complacent to where, like every season Doctor Who, people will enjoy, so then they will just have to wait until the next season and they'll still enjoy it when it comes out eventually. Like,
so, just real quick to boil my question down to a simple answer. Did any of the actors carry over from the previous season to this one?
To this one, no.
So it's like a completely new cast, every single actor.
Completely.
Okay,
Peter Capaldi left, came Jodie Whittaker.
Like villains are all new and stuff.
There isn't an integral, consistent villain in the show. It's always ever changing to different villains. But like everything changed, not just the cast, but even the entire show running staff and writers and directors.
Okay.
So like the original the showrunner prior, Stephen Moffat, is no longer running the show because his time is up. So now it's Chris Chibnall, and so there's a whole bunch of new writers, and there's always new writers and directors every season. There might be some that are still from previous seasons, but yeah, for all in all, like this whole season was like a brand new fucking show. And they made it noticeable. They made it apparent, but it didn't hurt it that way. It just, Chris Chibnall's not known for outrageously exciting writing and directing. You could feel that in this season. It was a lot. It was a more talkative season.
Well, they were probably treading very lightly because they didn't want to, like, they're already in the hot seat because of all of the changes, so they probably didn't want to go too crazy. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I liked how they approached the Doctor being a woman. They didn't just take their time on it. They just said, "Oh, I'm a woman. Okay, moving on." And that was it. They didn't poke fun at it like, "I have breasts. What can I do with these breasts?" "Oh, I have a biological clock different from before."
Oh, no. Does the Doctor remember his past lives?
Oh yeah, always. The Doctor always remembers them. And so like in this past season, like she did reference things from 3, 4, 5 seasons ago, or even from 50 years ago, to where like there was a time where I wore a scarf all the time, no one complained. It's like, holy shit, that was from the 70s. What? Like, and they've done that, and it always plays well in my opinion, because it's like nice continuity. You're sticking with it. It was real good. But yeah, it was a good season. I'm not disappointed that it's over. I'm not disappointed I have to wait a whole another year, but, you know, that's what I'm expected to deal with, so it was good.
Gotcha.
Besides that, TV-wise, all the shows are ending. They're all going on their mid-season breaks, so pretty much TV's been kind of lulled this past week.
Has You're the Worst picked up yet, or is that not till January?
That comes back in January, yeah.
All right, because I'm definitely going to be watching that. It's like one of my favorite shows.
Final season of You're the Worst.
Supposedly, right? Wasn't last season supposed to be the last one too? Kind of.
Well, that was the gossip in the back, but now they've promoted this coming season as the final season of You're the Worst.
That show really just gets me. I think that show's so funny.
It's funny. It's quirky writing, man.
Yeah,
it has characters that a lot of people can relate to in more than one way. It's really
They're such assholes, man. They're such assholes.
But that's the most relatable part, is like a lot of people know those asshole friends, and they're like, they're my friends.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Roots, what you been consuming?
What have I been consuming? Way too much pizza.
Ooh, pepperoni? What's been the flavor?
I like, I like buffalo chicken. I like meat pizzas.
I had a buffalo chicken pizza on Thursday. That's funny.
Yes, delicious. What else have I been consuming? I love pizza, man. You guys know that. Obviously, I am the pizza eating champ.
Food.
Remember
you don't
that.
need utensils to eat it. It's so delicious. I mean, it's got to be the perfect food, right?
Grab a slice and
all
go.
Your food groups in there. You got your breads and your tomatoes. You got your fucking wheats.
You got your dairy with the cheese. Yeah.
You can get vegetables on it.
Yeah,
you can put peppers and tomatoes and onions on there for your fruits.
And I like.
Perfect food.
I could eat any pizza, from a spicy Hawaiian pizza to meat-filled pizza.
We should cover the Hawaiian pizza debate. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
I'm okay with it. What's the debate? I mean, you can put anything on a fucking pizza.
There is people who fervently think that if you put pineapple on pizza, it is a travesty and that you need to like jump off a cliff. I, for one, love Hawaiian pizza, and I think pineapple is fine on a pizza.
They need to get over it, because that's the great thing about pizza. You could put fucking anything on it. What's that? Fucking peppermint?
Whoa.
Suck it.
Anything?
Putting it on there.
What about anchovies? You ever had anchovies?
I'm not a fan, but some people love them. So be it.
Here's how I feel about that debate of what goes on pizza. More beer, the better.
Yep.
I mean, like I said, I'm okay with anything on pizza. That's what pizza's all about. It's about what do you want? What do you like? Just eat it the way you like it. End of story. But
definitely.
What else have I been consuming? This glorious game Monster Hunter with you guys. Man, I like it. I do. A little bit of Divinity. No Way Out with you, Spike. I really like that game. I really want to finish it. I want to see more of it.
For free.
I know, free 99. Unfortunately, I don't get any of the achievements, but since I'm playing it for free, I can't argue. It's about the experience, not the achievements. And then the COD. COD did a little close quarters thing they do. I really like that. They're doing a little event where the collapse on COD happens really quick, so it makes everybody have to stop camp and start running.
No snipers.
Yeah, no snipers.
Could we stay on that for a hot minute and speak to the update and what we thought about it?
Yes, but I will say one other thing I've been consuming. The League. I love that fucking show. It ended years ago, but I still watch it.
Watching old ones?
Dude, that is the only show I've ever went back and watched and watched and watched and watched.
Oh, that's funny.
I probably watched that the seasons 1 through like what it has 7, 6, 7, 8 seasons. I watched all of it. Hey, I watch all of it at least once or twice a year. And since it's football season when it normally aired, now is the time that I've gone back and I'm starting to pound through it again.
Sweet.
But
yeah, that was always a funny one.
But yes, the
I
Call of
find
Duty
that to be like a super relatable show as well. Like everyone can probably know somebody who acts like one of those characters.
Oh, super, dude. And you don't even have to know or like fantasy football to even like the show, even though that's what it's surrounded around. Like,
True.
Like you could give two shits about football, but because the show is funny and it uses pop culture as references, you always usually get the jokes. And that's where I stole Intellerection from, if you didn't know.
Intellerection, okay, gotcha.
They also, I believe, coined Fear Boner.
Yep.
Don't forget Face Wall.
My face. The first ever offline social networking.
Go to the board and you put a picture of your face there.
Dude, that show was so innovative in terms of how they just joked. Just simple jokes.
I think I haven't seen all the episodes, but the thing that really gets me of all the ones I've seen is it Ralphie or Ralph?
Ralphie Bomb.
Ralphie, yeah, that dude's fucking insane.
Ralphie Bomb. What is this? A dumb dildo convention?
Oh, shit.
Hey, you want a pocket dog? And it's a hot dog he has just sitting in his pocket.
He's always like coked out or whatever.
Oh yeah, dude, he's hilarious. I think I'm in season 6, I believe, and it's where he like almost like takes center stage in the season, and he just goes on crazy adventures and stuff, and I'm just laughing my ass off the whole time.
Now,
it's great.
The show has ended, right?
Oh yeah, it's been ended. So the reason
how many seasons?
It's like 6, 7, or 8. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
The reason why it ended was, I guess, one of the cast was lying about being in the World Trade Center when the attacks happened, and everybody got pretty pissed off at him, so that kind of ended that show. Which sucks.
It was on the air for 6 seasons. 6 years.
Thank you, sir. Oh, so I'm in the last season now. Yeah, it makes sense. That's why Rafi started taking over, because all the other people started branching out after that shit happened, and they kind of ended it. But yeah, if you never watched all of Rafi's good stuff in season 6, you should watch it. Like him and Seth Rogen do an animated episode, and it's just so off the wall. And I didn't like it the first or second time I watched it, but after that I started loving the episode. It was just so crazy.
Didn't somebody on that show, correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear like I heard something like that. Did someone on the show like commit suicide?
Like in real life?
Yeah.
Not that I was aware of. What?
Yeah, I thought I heard something like that a long time ago. But I couldn't remember. Like, wasn't it like?
I'd never heard that.
I think it was like the husband to the with the jaw, who's actually like, it was like a real life stand-up comedian or some shit. Oh, they're also comedians, but hold on, let me see this. Continue with what you're saying, though, Roots.
Maybe career suicide.
So, I believe we were going to cycle back to the update for COD this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
So, I think Highball said it well in the fact that it was very underwhelming, but so was Fortnite's first update. I really wanted more map changes, and what did we get? All we got was a boat,
a fucking boat. And they turned the leaves red and orange as opposed to green.
And an elevator or two at the dam. I mean, I get it, it's cool and all, but I wanted more. But then again, like Highball said, I believe that they're just ramping. They're going to ramp it up. So maybe small, and then by the time summer rolls around, we might get a lot more. But overall, I was a little underwhelmed with the changes. But the armor thing, in my opinion, is cool because it always felt like with armor, it was lacking something. And now that you can repair and everything, I'm like, oh, this feels more natural. You know, you can get your health back, and now you can get your armor back. So I kind of like that. I'm down for that. But I had heard that there was supposed to be a free zombie map that was coming, and I thought it was going to be in this update. I was kind of disappointed. So I really hope the rumor, I think, was Nuketown Zombies is going to be free. So I really hope we get that soon. I don't know, but those are my thoughts on it.
The armor thing, what to say? I hate armor in that game in general. There's nothing more fun than rolling across somebody with level 3 armor. And,
yeah, you have none.
Yeah, and even if you shoot them in the face, it doesn't matter because they have a fucking helmet on that covers their whole head and face, and all you get is ding 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 ding.
Dr. D.
Yes, sir, and that's all you fucking hear. To me, in that game, it would have been okay with level 1 armor. That's it.
Oh, that's a good point. Oh, that's a great point. Now that we can repair armor, there should only be 1 tier.
Yeah,
I like that.
Okay,
why,
I like that. Yep.
why is there shoulder pad helmet armor that some people get that the chances of finding are slim dick to none? And to be honest with you, when me and Highball won that game, I think I had level 3 armor, and I got shot multiple times and I survived, and I just kept repairing my armor. It's ridiculous, the advantage that gives you.
Again,
What about this, guys?
no
Go ahead.
balance.
Yeah, no balance. What about this? What if they did it where all the armor you pick up is level 1, but you could repair and upgrade with the found plates? You could basically...
Yeah, okay. So like there's 5 pips now on an armor boner. So then if you pick up a level 1 armor, the only armor in the game, it's full 5 pips. But if you find like 5 pieces of plating, you can use that to upgrade it to a helmet piece of armor.
So at that point, you'd have to debate: do I want to upgrade or do I want to save it and repair with it later? That'd be kind of like the whole debate.
You always want to upgrade because I would rather have that head and shoulder armor on as well.
Well,
But this is where it would become a scaled bit of measurement, though. That like as you're playing, your armor takes damage, so now it has 2 pips left. So then you find armor plating, and you only have enough to really fix it. You won't get that upgrade.
Well,
so then you kind of do have to decide: do I want to upgrade now or later?
Why are we smarter than Treyarch?
Well, I'll tell you the secret, though, right? Here's the secret. Have you ever watched anybody play competitively? Have you ever watched the top tier players play? What do they always do?
I've never watched anyone but Dr. D and maybe Shroud.
Well, when you he plays similar, except he's way more gung ho. Guys like Shroud are a lot more wait and measure where everybody is before they strike. D is just like, I'm striking anyone who puts their pretty little face out there. Now here's my thing, right? When you watch them play, there's something they all do. Yeah, let them peek. There's one thing they all do. They always use trauma kits immediately when they can, and if the case of upgrading armor would happen, then they would upgrade armor. Here's the secret, right? If you die, what happens?
You're dead.
Exactly. So what good is holding on to bullshit if you just die?
Well, if you survive the fight, then you could repair your armor.
Yeah, but
so
you don't survive the fight.
You either have broken level 3 armor, or your broken level 1 could be completely repaired as opposed to not existing anymore.
All right, so you don't survive the fight, then what?
Well, you're dead. But if you did win the fight, then you can
there's a couple things. There's a couple things. You just gave your enemy free shit, and you weren't as well prepared for the fight, and a fight that you could have survived if you prepared more. I would rather.
I still think it would be.
I would rather.
Think people would debate.
I think there is a debate there, but I think that also separates the best players from the others. I think.
Well, the sad thing is, it's not even a thing in the game. But we're basically smarter than Treyarch in coming up with this concept.
Oh God, yeah, miles. But honestly, again, I would rather just have 1 level of armor That's it. Maybe 2. But that 3rd level of armor is just absolutely ridiculous.
No, you're onto something, and I think that makes sense. No 3 tiers. You just have 1 armor that you can upgrade to a helmet being on it. Because here's the incentive right now. Well, before the update, the incentive was if someone's wearing armor and you should get a headshot on them and kill them, that doesn't damage the armor, so that you can pick up their armor that isn't even affected. So you may not even have armor. That's happened to me a shit ton of times where I'm running around naked and I kill somebody because I got a headshot, and hey, they have level 2 armor. Sweet! And it's not even been touched. And that's the incentive of coming across some people sometimes like that. So if you could upgrade the armor and then repair it also, you could have metal plating on you, shoot the guy, hit his armor enough, and then he'd get a headshot on him, he dies, pick up his armor, repair the armor, bada bing, bada boom, you got 100% armor right there. Like, there is incentive in that design.
Hey, what's going on, Antonio? How's it going, man? Good to see you in the chat. Just debating
Antonio,
some Call of Duty.
Have you played the new COD update? Have you landed on Hijack? Did you survive landing on the boat?
Right? Hijacked update. Woo! I think the hijack thing was okay. Maybe the map's bigger than I think. I really didn't think it was. I always thought H1Z1's map was a little bit bigger. Or am I crazy?
I don't. It's because there's so many vehicles in H1Z1, so it's hard to compare them.
I would think, honestly, like, I've looked at it and I've tried to compare the scale of the size of the maps. I'd say Blackout's like just bigger than H1Z1. Like, just a little bit. Like comparing a penny to a dime. It's that much bigger. Like,
well, I always thought H1Z1 was bigger, but I think Call of Duty's map, you definitely get around a hell of a lot quicker.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's debatable, though. I always thought, like, that hijack boat looked so small on the map, but then again, it wasn't as small as I thought it was, so I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that,
but the cargo ship is still 10 times bigger than the fucking hijack boat, and that's what I was expecting.
Yeah, true. Maybe if they would have made the hijacked boat a little bigger, scaled it up.
Like, I get it, they added hijack to the map. The hijack boat is one of the most infamous fucking things in Call of Duty Black Ops. But I was really hoping they'd actually put, like, a cruise, like, imagine hijack, but, like, 10 times bigger, where you have multiple floors, like a fucking cruise line.
Almost like the Titanic on the Zombies map.
On Voyage of Despair. You'd have, like,
that would
one
have been
deck
insane.
which is sleeping quarters, another deck that's like the dining hall, another deck that's the kitchen, the other deck which is like the employees' floor, and the other deck being the engine room. And here's what I was really picturing in my head, and this is just far-fetched fantasy thinking. I was really hoping that they'd have like a little hatch at the bottom, at the very last, like, bottom floor of the boat that goes to the water. So you could actually approach the boat from the outside, swim underwater up into the boat from underneath.
Oh my god, that is a great idea.
Hell, dude. That would be so cool.
How are you thinking of these great things? And Treyarch just said, well, here's the hijack boat. I wonder if they actually had to do any work.
These great things. I drink lots of beer.
Well, my thing is, were they able to just toss it in the game, or did they actually have to do it from scratch? That's my question.
Dude, it is point for point the map. So I think they just took the code for the map and just somehow squeezed it in.
And depending on how you think about it, it is simple to do that, just to throw it in the game. But I think
we don't know if it's simple, but I mean, it's like they didn't have to redesign the map.
Just the way you put it, though, it's the same exact boat. Like, so all they needed to do is take that data, that framework, and then just wedge it into the fucking game in Black Ops 4. Now, personally, I think they had this already
now, if they do every update, if they do that and they consistently update on a monthly basis, that'd be cool. Like, every month, get a new location on the map that's an exact replica of some other Black Ops map.
Yeah. Now that was almost like what Fortnite was doing.
By the end of the year, that map's going to be pretty filled up, which is pretty cool, I would think. It was like open space.
I would just like to see some things put in it, like what Highball said. If you would have put a hatch on the bottom, that'd have been freaking insane, dude. Imagine that. That little tweak right there. Yeah, that little tweak right there would have made Hijack like, oh, dude, it's Hijack, but dude, they put a freaking hatch in the bottom. Like, you could storm the boat and stuff like that. And honestly, I really haven't seen the game end over there yet. I saw the game end over there in that area of the map before the update when there was nothing there, way more than I've seen it end now that it's there, which is fucking zero.
Yeah, they probably coded something in it to change it.
Yeah, and then also take into account how many other spots on the map, how much more open space they have on the map that they can add stuff. Like the desert, you can't just keep that map like that forever. That desert is so asking for fucking structures to be placed there. Like they have to put some other stuff there in the future. Like there just has to be.
Do you guys think if they add some sort of a way to teleport, like a la Fortnite, where they, you know, the little rips in time, like if Fortnite put something in there where you could basically go from like one corner of the map and somehow teleport to like the bottom corner, and would you enjoy that, or would you think that would be a cheap addition?
I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like that. That would take me out of the fucking setting of the game, because you can't. There's nothing you could do to make it seem feasibly possible. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go from here to boom in just a second. Like,
which honestly,
that's fictional.
Honestly, to that argument, you guys might not agree with it. I see where they try to be unique, but I don't like the whole zombies in the map thing, stuff like that. Really? Yeah.
I hear they're just gonna keep adding more to that. I heard what's his name, the little fucker, Raffle Waffles. He interviewed the main Jason Blundell, or whatever, the main guy. And he basically went on record saying that what's happening in Black Ops will tie into zombies to some extent, and they're going to be adding more mingling of the two. So I think you're going to get more zombies, unfortunately, on the map.
Well, look at all that space in the desert. You could put 2 more zombie spawns out there.
Yeah, probably whatever. Like whatever, what was this, like a mansion or something? They might even add that to Black. What if they put the zombie mansion from this new DLC in Black Ops, or Blackout? I mean, I could see them doing that.
I could see them doing it because it's relevant and a lot of kids like the mansion. But I would personally not do that. I'd go back to an older zombie map and integrate that into the map. Like take Darius, the Rockets. Oh no, they already got one on there. Take like fucking Kino der Toten, the fucking theater.
Well, Asylum is essentially Verrückt.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is like take older maps and put older zombie pieces in there. That's what I thought all the locations on the map were before the game came out, and then I just found out that, oh, they're just other locations from Black Ops games in the past. But I would put, honestly, more zombie locations on the map. My personal opinion. My preference. Because they have Transit, they have fucking Verrückt. They don't have really anything else. Like, I would put Kino, because the movie theater map was awesome. I love that map. And I think that would fit really well on Blackout, in my opinion.
All right, sorry, I off-tracked us. We've been introing for about a half hour now.
We're out of time.
Has it really been an hour?
I'll go ahead and do the. We need some face music. Bring us transitioning.
What? Sounds more like something coming out of somebody's ass.
You guys remember Homestar Runner?
Oh, jeez.
Remember when he did the whole techno beat thing? The system is down. The system is down. Topic 1. Who's taking it? Who wants to field it? Yes, no, maybe so?
I guess I'll take it since we're in the video game realm right now. So, gentlemen, my topic for the day, I was thinking back to some old games that I knew nothing about, and I was like, oh man, the game was great. I knew nothing about it. So my topic for today is, what games did you know nothing about that you went and played, and all of the sudden you went out and had to buy it, or you just had to play more of it, you couldn't stop? You knew nothing about it beforehand. You may not have even known that the game existed, but you played it and you just got sunken into it. Go.
Well, right off the bat, could we call out our chat because we actually have someone in chat? Antonio.
Anybody in chat?
Antonio says Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
No. Okay.
It's not a bad
Like
one.
Antonio, the first Assassin's Creed, like the very, very first one.
Or this Assassin's Creed because it's
Yeah.
that one.
It's much different games.
How old are you, Antonio? You're 12 years old. You need to leave.
No, all are welcome. Oh, Assassin's Creed 2, yes.
Hey, there's a good one.
Fuck, I'm blanking on his name. Guys, help me out. What's his name?
Desmond? Altair?
No,
Ezio?
no. Ezio. Yeah, Ezio was Assassin's Creed 2, right? His whole storyline.
Yeah, Ezio was all the way through Assassin's Creed 3.
The thing that jumps in my mind of Assassin's Creed 2 was
Oh, your mic. Oh, shit.
when you could upgrade the mansion. Have that any better?
On my end, it's still cutting out. Roots, is it cutting out on you?
I can hear him a little bit.
I was just gonna say the mansion part where you could upgrade your estate in 2. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
There wasn't
Yeah,
like at the time there wasn't much other games that would let you do that where you could like upgrade something as you were playing. And I really
better than
enjoyed
the
that.
mansion. You remember Uncle Mario?
Yeah, totally. I liked how like
Mario.
they would attack your mansion and you could like upgrade the defenses and stuff.
Yep.
That was pretty sick.
And you only had a limited amount of time. You could either have taken your time to do it, or you'd have to fucking do it up until the point the game would stop. Then you'd be like, oh shit, my mansion isn't ready. I actually liked that.
Great game, great game. Good call out, Antonio.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Can I go ahead real quick?
Yeah, go.
I just have 2 I want to real quick call out. First is Mirror's Edge. That game
Yeah.
I bought on a whim when you guys were visiting me, and
In prison.
I fucking loved that game. Mirror's Edge for me was one of those games that's just special. Not
Hell
many
yeah.
other games quite like it, and I felt that I didn't do a lot of pre-thought about it. We just got it and we played it, and it was awesome. And it actually made me buy Mirror's Edge 2 when it came out for the cheap. I got it on the cheap, but still, I even enjoyed that. Mirror's Edge Catalyst was pretty good, and it's one of those games I don't know, you wouldn't think it didn't get a lot of hype because it was one of those EA produced games that they just kind of had to decide. It wasn't one of their main games. So yeah, for me, Mirror's Edge is a sleeper hit, and I also want to call out a game called Cobra Triangle. Does anybody remember Cobra Triangle?
Oh my god, I can't. You need to go wash your mouth out right now.
Well, for one, do you remember it? Or are you just saying that?
No, I vaguely remember Cobra Triangle. I remember looking at it and I was like, what?
Okay. Cobra Triangle is an NES game. Now, I think what Roots is going off of is a game that we didn't like. We thought was gonna be good, right? And then we were like surprised by it.
No, I'm saying games that you just didn't really know. Like, for example, I didn't know what God of War was. And I had Christmas money and I bought it. Boom. I mean, we all know how that game was. I was amazed.
Yeah. Okay.
Just games that you didn't really know. Not games
The original God of War, not the newest one, not God of War 4.
Yeah. Not games that you thought would suck. I mean, technically maybe that too, but I'm just saying, just games you really didn't know about. Like, what's this game? And you play it, and then it's like, oh shit, amazing.
Okay, so Mirror's Edge still is that for me. Like, I didn't know much about it. It was awesome. But Cobra Triangle is the opposite then, because it looked amazing. I mean, on the cover, it has a picture of a speedboat and like a dragon, and it's an NES game, right? So I got it at a garage sale and got it home, and that piece of shit is hard as fuck, and it's not fun.
It does look amazing.
You can't get past like level 3. I mean, so let me back off of that one because that's not exactly what you're talking about. An NES game that I can say I was pleasantly surprised about.
Oh, I remember Cobra Triangle now. Oh my god, that game was so fucking hard.
Crystalis. So I remember getting that on a whim. That a friend kind of just recommended it randomly to me, so I bought it at a flea market, and brought it home and played it. It was one of the first like legit RPGs for the NES besides like Final Fantasy, and it was good, really good. And I played it all the way through, beat it, which is hard on an NES game to like beat a game because NES is fucking hard. And really great. So Crystalis is my other call out to a surprise hit that I didn't see coming.
Okay, those are good ones. I applaud that. Vintage.
Oh,
hey, Antonio says Portal was another one for him.
Hey.
Yeah, I could see that. Portal? Yeah, Portal. I gotta say, Portal, when I originally heard about it and all the hype, I was just like, Portal, And then when I actually played it at your place, Spike, I was actually like, oh man, this is, once you get the hang of it, this is really fun. So yeah, I guess that was a sleeper hit for me. Yeah, Portal's a good one.
Portal's fantastic.
And Portal 2.
What about you, Highball? Any games that ever surprised you that you didn't know about?
Oh, I think I have the one and done, man. I think I have the one that you're all gonna fucking agree with because it caught us off guard and we were like, wait, what? And then 24 hours later, we were like, thank God we were a part of that. I could go all the way back and say Pac-Man was a game I knew nothing about, and that caught me off guard, and I fucking lost myself as a kid in that game, going to the arcade and wasting $20, $30 playing that game nonstop. But the game I'm referring to, it truly, I think, was a great game. I had nothing to go on, knew nothing about it besides just a tiny little basic little thing, but you can't really expect anything, right? Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead was a fucking game that we all partook in when the fucking demo came out. And that game blew us out of the water with, holy shit, this is a free demo? This is amazing! With how actually brilliantly designed it was to incorporate fear and first-person shooter with a decent story concept and characters layout.
Yeah, you can never forget the first time you wake up a witch.
Hell yeah, dude. Like that, Left 4 Dead had everybody's head on a swivel because no one knew exactly what to expect. And plus, I think, I won't say that that's where it was born, but I think that was a major step up in AI evolution. To where, like, you're just playing around and all of a sudden the zombie horde just decides to juke you and play an audible and then change direction and come at you from a different way. Like, that was marvelous game designing and programming. Because I felt like we were playing zombies at the time, I think, because that was like 2009. So we were already playing zombies. So this was why we tried the demo out, because it was a zombie shooter. And we're like, oh, okay, but we didn't really know what to expect. And then all of a sudden, we're running around screaming our heads off because how fucking shocking the game was. Like, I thought I give that like the best surprise game I've ever experienced.
Nice call. I like that. Yeah, Left 4 Dead. 100% agree. That was an amazing game.
That was fucking fan. Left 4 Dead 2 though, we won't talk about. Left 4 Dead 1, hell yeah.
Yeah, that was good too. No hate for that.
Yeah, it was good. It was just, when something's good by surprise. The same game. Yeah. It was like 1.5. Because you got to remember, Left 4 Dead 1 really didn't have that much content when it came out.
It didn't need content. It needed itself to be good, which it was. Like, I didn't care about the DLC. It didn't care for any DLC that came with it. The demo fucking made me fall in love with it. And when the game became available, I instantly bought it because I knew I wanted to play it. I didn't need to know about any afterward DLC or later down the road fucking installments to it. I got the game for what it was at the time. So that's why I say that was the best surprise game.
So Antonio calls out Mega Man.
Which one?
Yeah, it's like there's a lot of Mega Mans.
Like the very
classic.
First one? Yeah, I can understand that.
For all the love Mega Man gets, don't think personally I've ever
Mic cutting out again.
Like-
Mic cutting out again.
Hello? Is it breaking on your end, Roots?
It's muffled now.
Alright, I mean... Alright, I was just saying that Mega Man, I never really beat it or played it fully, so...
It was one of those games where good luck beating it. Especially with how it normally did. You beat all 6 enemies, then you go to Dr. Wily's castle, and then you normally have to fight them back to back to back to back to back. Yeah, it was a tough game.
What about you, Poochie Poochie?
All right. There's a couple I can think of. This one being one. Getting to play a little bit more in depth than the last demo makes me appreciate this more. But if we want to go back a little further, I would like to say Winback on the Nintendo 64. It was a covert operations game where it was like a third-person shooter, but I think it was like the first really good third-person shooter.
Whoa, I remember this game.
And it had multiplayer as well, which it was like a third-person shooter, kind of like GoldenEye, but third person. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I used to play it with friends. And
Winback. Never heard of it.
In hindsight, not a great title, but...
I remember Pilot Wings.
Yeah, Pilot Wings was another one. A lot of N64 games. Diddy Kong Racing was one. I think it was
I love that game.
Dude, it was a really good alternative to Mario Kart, and I never realized it till I look back on it now. I unlocked everything in that game.
Yes.
You know how many hours that is?
Mm-hmm.
To unlock the space course and all that stuff. Oh man.
Yep.
I
never finished all that.
Oh man, I can't. Yeah, to unlock the clock, to be able to race as the clock guy. Yeah. Oh man.
I don't think there was many other games that let you fly, like quote unquote, like a racing flying type game like that, like they did with that.
Yeah,
which was cool because they had the vertical aspect to it.
Yeah, they did boats, flying, and the carts. I really liked it. What else? I put God of War up there too. When I played God of War, I had Christmas money, and I looked at the box art, and then it was like Kratos, and he was like in a Coliseum type thing, and I'm like, what's this? Well, I have money to spend on video games, so I'm gonna buy 2.
I like War.
Well, I was like, man, God of War, that's like Greek mythology type thing. I'm cool with that. That's cool to me.
Cool with that.
And I had a little bit more money, so the other game I bought was like the worst knockoff of GTA ever, and it was terrible. It was, and a game's bad when it comes out at $20. Like it wasn't on sale. Their whole campaign to this game was, all these other games are $50, $60. Well, our game's $20, and it's better. And I remember it was called,
and you're gonna see why it's $20.
Yes, you did immediately. I think it was called Narc. I think.
Narc.
Oh god, yeah, it was on the PS2. God of War came out on the PS2, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, PS2 was God of War.
So yeah, it was called either SWAT or Narc. I don't remember. I think it was Narc, but it was like the.
Yes, it was Narc.
Yeah, just the worst GTA ripoff of all time.
Came out in '98.
Yeah, it was honestly the worst GTA ripoff of all time.
In 2005, oh, okay, yeah, it came out in '98, but then they remastered it for PS2. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, it didn't. Looking at the trailer or the box art, it never said remastered. They tried to brand that as a whole new game, and when I bought it, boy, was I disappointed. But God of War, and I put Narc in first because that was the one that had the marketing campaign behind it that I saw at the time. So after I'm like, wow, that game sucks, and I'm like, well, let's see what other pile of crap I got. And when I put God of War in, and the first thing happened on the boat, and I'm just like, oh, what? This is crazy. And I just, that game sunk me in.
It's like a pre-internet lives before we knew everything about everything.
Oh, exactly.
It was great back then, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. You go spend your money and not sure what you're spending it on.
we didn't back then. We didn't know that some games that we really fucking enjoyed were actually manufactured and distributed by companies that were lowballing other fucking people, where they were putting children and fucking families out of work, but just to get a game out. Now today we can't enjoy a game because we know all that stupid drama.
The only thing you had back then was Nintendo Power.
Game Informer was around, right?
Early
2000s.
Early 2000s. It was around.
Yeah, it wasn't the 90s. Wasn't the 90s.
Super late 90s, yeah.
But yeah, man, God of War was one that definitely I knew nothing about it.
Hit.
Oh yeah, and that's honestly, if I get Monster Hunter, to me, I mean, I know it's widely talked about, but as far as me playing it, I could really see it being that for me as well.
But if you think about it, though, essentially, like, a secret hit game is pretty much every game that becomes a big hit. Because no one knows about it in the first place until people do, and then they start talking about it. So, like, the first GTA, that could be considered a secret hit, because no one knew anything about Rockstar and GTA until they tried it, and they were like, oh, this game's amazing!
So there's been some games that I knew personally nothing about, but came on high recommendations. So, for instance, The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. I purposefully knew nothing about it, but I heard it was amazing, bought it, fucking amazing. What Remains of Edith Finch. Also, completely stayed away from all trailers, all photos. Was a complete surprise to me, but I heard it was great, and also agree, fucking great.
I wanted to try Vanishing of Ethan Carter so badly.
Yeah, amazing experience. Really good game. But obviously, get it on the cheap, just because I'm a cheap ass.
Well, now wait a minute. Now that you just brought up Ethan Carter, now I just want to bring up Myst. I didn't know a goddamn thing about Myst until my dad was like, "Here, try this game," and I was like, "Bah," and I couldn't leave the computer for fucking days.
I believe Myst was a game that was a, what do they call them? A gateway drug type game.
Right.
Where it brought a lot of people who didn't play video games like into them, and I think that I bet a lot of people would consider that one of the first games they got into, probably, with Myst.
Wait, here's a good secret hit: Flight Simulator '97.
Yeah. Classic. Oh, Antonio's calling out Metal Gear Solid. That's my boy.
Oh, yes. Don't even get Spike started. We are moving on from Metal Gear Solid real quick.
Real quick. I want to give props to MGS for being the first game that took some really adult themes. And, like, I remember video games just being like, pew pew, shoot 'em up, who gives a fuck? But MGS, man, like, super, like, adult themes like nuclear war and, like, people dying and child warfare and all this crazy stuff, and like really bring it to the forefront. And just my young mind being like, wow, this, like, video games could actually talk about real things. Like, totally MGS sleeper hit.
Corruption of the mind back in the day.
All right, we got to move on, or else we're gonna be here all night.
Yep.
Let's do some mouth music again. Topic 2. Alright, I'm gonna jump in. Topic 2, boyos. We got the old Legos. I love them. You love them. We've all played them. Now, I'm sure you guys have been looking at the Lego aisles recently, and you've seen that they buy up franchises and they dump out Legos for these franchises. I mean, we're talking Indiana Jones, we're talking Batman, we're talking just about probably anything you could think of, except for a lot of prominent video game franchises. I think the only one I've seen is Minecraft. They have Minecraft Legos, which is, in my opinion, a no-brainer. But what other Legos would you like to build and play, like not play with, but like have on your shelf of a Lego set of a video game franchise? Think about that for a hot second.
Well, first of all, let me just put out what I value as like the best Lego set of all time derived from a franchise would be.
Okay.
And there's like no shadow of a doubt beyond it. It's always been Star Wars. Star Wars always gets
Star Wars.
They always.
I personally, for in my 30s, I own way too many Star Wars Legos.
Like yeah, like you have every ability to build whatever you want, and it would make sense to fit into Star Wars mythos. Like, and they always put out sets that were
it's
like,
a match made in heaven.
Tatooine. Yeah, it is. It's a match made in heaven. Like you cannot beat Star Wars. Now to compare it, to try and hold a candle to that, what franchise could use a Lego set franchise of its own? Like
video game
franchise could use a Lego franchise.
Yeah, because I think it's an untapped, venture. Like there's so many. You know what? I will go on the record in saying that Halo franchise got bought by Mega Block, which is the Bobo Podunk Lego. If you want to get Halo Legos, you have to buy Mega Block, and they are shit.
Okay.
Have you purchased Mega Block?
Holy shit!
Wow. Fuck Mega Block. But let me just say the one that jumped to my mind. All right, picture this, guys. You're going down the Lego aisle. You're kind of looking at, oh, there's some Star Wars Legos, cool. Oh, there's some fucking city Legos, whoa. And then you come across a Fallout Lego set. It's like an abandoned like apartment complex, all like the half crumbled, and like you have the little power armor as the Lego figurine, and. Yep. Yeah, and like it has like a nuclear bomb like thing like sticking in the ground, and there's like little robot things, and like Fallout Legos. I mean, that would be pretty cool. I would love having a set of Fallout Lego like on my shelf.
It would be interesting how they would design the mutants in the Lego pieces.
Yeah, the little zombie. What do they call them? The
rad rats and shit. I could see like the handy bots being Legos.
Yeah. I think there's an untapped like apocalyptic type. There's no real apocalyptic franchises for the Legos, so you could definitely make some cool looking abandoned like sets. Like they're all fallen and disheveled and shit.
Well, and I think there's a reason that's an untapped market for apocalyptic Legos, because that's kind of not what children should be playing with.
Fuck that! Kids aren't supposed to be playing with. I mean, Indiana Jones isn't exactly kiddie. They have Indiana Jones Legos. They're ripping out people's hearts in that goddamn movie.
Yeah, I can see that, because what kids? I mean, ESRB ratings on games don't get paid attention to, so.
And let's put it this way: nowadays, Legos are just as much for adults as they are for kids, because they have like a whole series of like super adult like architecture Legos. Have you ever seen those?
They're collectibles.
They're kind of cool. Yeah, exactly. So what about you? What do you guys?
I got one. I actually remember I remember being a kid and I was looking for Legos for this because I was into it at the time in the 90s because I played the video games a lot. And I'm astonished actually now that I think about it. I just looked it up on the phone. They've never actually done Legos for this franchise, Mario. They've never done Mario Legos. They've never done that.
They don't whore out their IP.
Yeah, that's true.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's an untapped market for Mario to do that because they'd rather just keep focusing on their games, and they don't want to risk people taking their IP and just exploiting it for a lot of things. But if you were to have a Mario Lego set, I think that'd be pretty fun because you could build like Mushroom Kingdom and like think of all the little items and trinkets in Mario, the fire flowers and the turtles. Those are bits that are just perfectly sized for a Lego. Like,
and especially if you went back to the 8-bit, everything was already blocky.
Exactly.
So it would fit real easy.
That's what I was thinking as a kid back then. Like, wait, this looks like Legos. Is there a Lego set for Mario? And there wasn't ever one. Like, they did a Ninja Turtles one, but then you couldn't do Mario? Like, it was weird.
Oh, you're right. They did have some. Well, was it Turtles? Yeah, I guess it was some Turtle Legos. For a while there, they had it for. I don't think they still have it, but they had it for a while.
No. Lego Turtles is no longer a thing.
You know the weirdest franchise they bought up for a while? They owned an NBA franchise. They were putting out basketball Legos. That was weird.
I never saw that one.
Yeah.
Like.
Antonio calling out Fortnite Legos. Now there you go.
Fortnite Legos in the works.
Yeah, but see,
probably.
those Legos would come with microtransactions if you wanted to get.
Yeah, you want a different costume on the Lego.
Yeah, you gotta go on the Lego.com and pay for a upgrade.
Buy the new pickaxe. Buy the new shirt. Buy the new backpack.
That would be somewhat of an awkward relation between Legos and just the building element of Fortnite, to where nothing in Fortnite's blockish like that, and so it'd be kind of interesting what Lego would try to design to fit
Wait,
their,
you know what they do, Highball? They would with every Fortnite Lego set would come a debit/credit card swiper. So whenever you wanted to change outfits or items on your Lego, you swipe your card.
There you go.
I actually
V-Bucks.
I could
V-Bucks.
I actually could believe that you buy a Lego set and you get a free PlayStation PS Plus card with V-Bucks on it.
Oh Jesus!
I could actually
shoot my mouth now. Bow.
Now I gotta throw it in there just because, but a Metal Gear Solid Lego franchise would be sick as hell.
That would.
Imagine this. Shadow Moses Island. You could, let's say it costs $150, but you get the complete Shadow Moses Island set, full with elevator and the rooftop and the nuclear bunker. I would pay that, I think, to get a Lego Moses Island. Imagine the little Ray and the Rex, the Lego versions of them. I mean, that would be so cool. I don't know. Metal Gear Solid Legos, sign me up. I want it. Let's do it.
No, you know what I want? I want a Dark Souls Lego set. Because if they made Dark Souls into a Lego, number one, you got tons of different enemies. You got tons of different bosses. You could get boss arenas as areas, or you could get the whole area that boss is in. Oh man, imagine if they put Blight Town, it would be a multi-tiered, multi-leveled. Oh my god, imagine that, having a multi-tiered Lego set with different bosses in different areas, and for your little Lego hero, you can have the different warrior classes, and then you could have different weapons you could put on them, like the little set pieces you can make, man. Because areas like Blight Town were, I mean, it's hard to scale something like that in Legos, but you could definitely have, you could have a 4 or 5 story tiered Lego thing with suspended bridges, and then at the bottom could be the sand and everything. Oh man, that'd be awesome.
Hell yeah.
Side note, I was watching a movie trailer earlier for Lego Movie 2, and there's actually a competing movie that comes out next year also that's similar. It's by the makers of Playbox, Playbox. And then I saw the movie trailer for it, and it's pretty much the same shit. I thought it was the Minecraft movie trailer that was coming out as, but it was a whole different thing. And it looks exactly the same, just a little bit better graphics to where it looks more like Pixar than it does
Rip off.
And that's a legit movie coming out next year around the same time as Lego 2.
Cash in, trying to rip off the fucking what's popular.
Well, and it's Playbox. No one knows what Playbox is. What the hell?
That's them fucking. They make the
old shit.
They make their shit just outside the patent. They're like, how much can we make this look like Legos without getting sued?
Those are the figurines. Those are the little figurines that their hands are just like Lego character, Lego figure hands, but the rest of the bodies are smooth, textured figurines, like fucking action figures.
Smooth saddles.
I hate rip-off Legos. I just
another league reference.
Next thing you know, they're gonna be doing a Lincoln Log movie. Oh god.
Yeah. All right, boyos. That's my Lego topic.
Smooth saddles.
Music. Yeah. Topic 3.
And the third and final topic of the night will be my topic being, what would you all consider your favorite music score in video game history? Of all the video games you played over your years, you play a game with the visuals, obviously, and the gameplay feel through the controller, but really, what game brought you into the story because its music drew your attention into its setting?
I go first?
Go ahead, go first, Bruce.
Alright, so I will say, as much as I like music in the daily life, Ho Antonio says Mafia 3.
Yes. Totally the vibe of the 70s in that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. See, I gotta say, I never would say music drew me quite to a game.
Vice City.
What music,
Vice City was
what music can you noticeably remember?
I run so far away.
Oh shit, we're getting no copy strike.
Oh jeez. I definitely wasn't in key, so suck it. Games that I tell you what, games made me really get into the game because of the music, and I'm not gonna say one game. I'm gonna say a franchise. That's Final Fantasy. I can't imagine a franchise that hasn't had more memorable music. Oh my god, yeah. And if you played Final Fantasy 15, it's got all the classics, and even the new music's good. And I remember I went out of my way to try and find all the classic tracks. That's classy. Oh, yeah. You are one classy individual if that's your ringtone.
That's my ringtone.
But
yeah, One Winged Angel.
Dude, Final Fantasy to me, I mean, even the opening theme, I mean,
didn't you have that as your PS4 theme for a while?
They had Final Fantasy VII theme, and that was the backdrop music for it.
Hell yeah, love it.
But even like Final Fantasy 14 Online, that's the title screen music. It's memorable, it's classic, and a lot of times what they do with it, they just tweak it just enough for different iterations, so it sounds unique to that iteration. Like, I really like when they remix their own music and you're like, oh man, they put a little different twist on it. But for me, it's definitely, as far as memorable and music that just gets you in the mood. And I'm just going out for original scores here too, because like I like GTA and a lot of the music gets me in the mood, and there's always one or two radio stations on there. But I would rather say Final Fantasy, in that they use all original scores to my knowledge.
Okay. I can see the worthiness of that. Because Final Fantasy stands out as one of the loudest, no pun intended, loudest franchises in video games. That's why they keep thriving and why people keep talking about it, because it's just unique all around, not just in music, but the music does stand out most of all because that's the first thing you hear when you get into the game. Like, yeah. It's unique. That's like that kind of music score for all of Final Fantasy for decades. That's like high achieving, like professional grade quality music composition. Like, that's not just pressing buttons together and making a tune. That's like getting a whole orchestra in a studio to record something with its own significance in it. Like,
yes.
I'm not a huge fan of Final Fantasy, but I do remember that music. That was fun.
So when it comes to video game soundtracks, there's still a CD that I'll put in my car that I will play and like jizz over, Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2, like the best songs from those I have on a CD. It still hypes me to this day. I mean, the theme music to MGS2 is so fucking iconic and good. I mean, I love it. I absolutely love it. I mean, I know I'm a sucker for Metal Gear Solid, and I mean, I've been calling that a lot, but the music in that is just amazing. Another thing that comes to my mind is like Ocarina of Time in Zelda.
Yeah.
That music is iconic.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear that. I mean, instantly you know Zelda. I mean, you can't deny just hearing that and thinking like playing the ocarina, you know, like in all the little jingles.
Yeah.
All that shit just instantly brings me back. And another one that I think, when I think of like the first time I heard music in a video game that was more than just like 8-bit, like ding 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 ding, which is great. I mean, we all love the NES, we all love Mario. I mean, Mario music is iconic and stuff, right? But the first time I remember recognizing that, hey, this is like an orchestra. They're like a goddamn full-fledged orchestra, was the God of War series. I mean, that music was like full-on, like 100-piece orchestras playing, and the super powerful music in that series.
Yeah, God of War, I think, is one that doesn't get recognized enough for their music, actually.
But Metal Gear Solid, especially 1 and 2, amazing music. If you haven't checked them out, go ahead and Spotify it. I recommend it.
That's a good one. I like these. Metal Gear Solid and fucking Final Fantasy. I didn't even think of Final
another
Fantasy.
one. Dark Souls 3. I have the soundtrack on a CD. No.
Dark Souls?
If you have not listened to the Dark Souls soundtrack, it is also in that echelon of quality orchestrated music. Just because
there's no disagreement there, but just, I don't know, it just never stood out to me.
You know what else is
have
iconic,
you played
but
through the
I
whole
don't
game?
like? No.
There you go.
The soundtrack that I can think of that's iconic, but I don't particularly personally like, is the Silent Hill series. Like, if you hear it, you instantly think Silent Hills, but it's so scary and like degrading. I don't want to listen to it, but it's fucking iconic. Like, you'll instantly know, hey, that's fucking Silent Hills.
Yeah. Alright.
Especially 3.
Okay. I can't think of.
Oh, and Antonio was calling out Kingdom Hearts and Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, there you go.
The first Kingdom Hearts, yes, I agree with that. And Assassin's Creed, which one?
Revelations, he says.
Revelations, yeah, that was pretty good music on it. I remember the beginning of it being like really, really deep sounding. Yeah, I can agree with that. Revelations was pretty good. I think Revelations was better than we thought it was. I think the problem with Revelations was by the time you get to Revelations after playing 1, 2, Brotherhood, you were kind of a little bit worn out from Assassin's Creed. But I remember that one being pretty good.
Can I go on a quick tangent?
Yes.
Tangent go.
So, I went to a concert once called Video Game Live, and basically you go to these, like, I saw it in like a performing arts center, and they play live video game soundtrack music with like a big screen in the background that shows like part of the video game, but they actually play it in an orchestra, and it's a whole fucking night, and it's fun. They tour. They've been doing it for like 10 years now. I've actually seen them twice. And if it comes to your town, I recommend it. It's a really cool thing. But it's just awesome to see that music played live. I mean, they played everything. They played the Final Fantasy. They played the Metal Gear. They play, what's been popular. They play the old stuff. They play, the Street Fighter music. But, yeah, just seeing it played live is amazing. and that's called Video Game Live. Check it out, everybody. I recommend it.
Good. All right. I'm actually gonna look that up later. But so we have Metal Gear Solid, and we have Dark Souls, and then we have Final Fantasy as your primary ones. For me personally, like all music throughout video games, and I love music in any kind of like format, being TV, movie, or video game, because if not for the music, you truly wouldn't feel involved in the game. Like music is a part of life, as you know, art works and paintings and tapestries are. Like without music in a game, you truly don't get like the tethered feel of what the game is doing. Like without music, you could play Mario and just be bloop 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 bloop, and it would just be very dull. And so for me, when it comes to soundtracks and video games, I don't really think about it often. But when I thought of this topic the other day, I really put my mind into it to think, like, what music do I remember for playing a game that truly, like, anytime I hear that music now, I will, and anytime that I have heard the music since, I think of that game and I think of how amazingly epic and truly, like, how large in scale that game was, and how the gameplay along with it was just as significant and important with it. And honestly, like, I think it goes without saying,
Copyright. Copyright.
Yeah. No, they won't copyright that. That's Halo. Yes, brother. How did we miss that one? Boyo, you got it, Boyo. Wow.
Like, you're telling me that if this game had any other kind of music, it would have felt the same.
Oh, like, you hit the nail on the head there.
Like, and here come the drums. Listen to those drums, man.
Dun 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 dun.
Like,
that's actually electric guitar in our drums, and I've seen this live.
Yeah. Like I've seen this
live. Sure, we're not gonna get copyright hidden for this.
We're not monetizing this shit anyway.
I have seen so many other outlets of entertainment use that music to promote something, not like as its copyright infringement or anything, but just promoting games in general. Like a compilation of video games will be played with that music, and it's just like, well, Halo wasn't first, but that is music that truly makes the gamer feel like I'm in this for a reason, because that music plays, and I'm getting goosebumps right now, man. Just remember those days when you play Halo and you're just, I gotta save the day, and it was just, it really sent the urgency of the game through your fucking bones, because you're like,
it can take your mind to a place from just hearing a couple notes, you know?
Yes. And as much as I would love to say Mass Effect had that kind of music, it almost did, but it just wasn't thrilling enough. Like, it was there.
It's nowhere near the iconic level of the Halo.
Oh, hell no. Like, Halo that just signifies what level you're on. You're on a whole nother plane when you play that game, where you're just like, oh, we're doing this. Like, you'd sit down with your fucking friends and play a game, or online, or LAN parties, and you're like, let's do it.
It really goes to compliment the music director of that series, because not only did they have that song, but they incorporate that music in other aspects, like they built that song into the game and around the game, and it's like it becomes one. Like, that song and the game are the same thing, and it's not just like a one-off, you know. It's like, and so. Yeah, 100. I think that takes the cake. I think that might be the most iconic song, besides like the Mario. I mean, we all know Mario, and
like I would listen to that music just to get myself pumped up for anything. Like, if I'm going out to a show or going to work or fucking about ready to watch a show I really am excited for, I could listen to that music and be like, oh, I'm ready. I'm in the zone. Because when that beat gets in there, I'm dun 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 dun, and like it just it's so good. And even second to that, like Uncharted music. Uncharted music never really had a punch and gut like victory and achieving amazing intensity when it came to the music, but it was like the same flair but different tempo, so to speak. Like, it was there, but it just wasn't like grabbing you by your hair and pulling it back. You know, like Halo did that. Halo just made you get all sweaty in the hands before you even start playing it. It was great.
Yeah.
I love that music.
You're getting sweaty in Halo.
Getting sweaty. Sweaty.
Wake me when you need me.
Right?
Fucking amazing. Halo 3, unheard of. Alright, boyos. We're pushing late, so I think we gotta wrap it ups.
Rhapsody Dapsody. Oh wait, breaking news. Breaking news, Spike. I was just mentioning Uncharted. I'm gonna mention this as breaking news. Ah, crap, I lost the article. Hold on. Let me pop it open again. I was gonna say it earlier, but I didn't want to run off with a tangent, but since we're ending here, I'm gonna put this out there now. And I'm putting it out there as breaking news for you because I think you'll enjoy this because
Death Stranding, August 12th.
No, it's something else you love so much in video games related to the Uncharted franchise.
Absolutely love Uncharted, 100%.
It isn't another game that's coming, but the Uncharted director Amy Hennig will be nominated, to be honored with Lifetime Achievement Award at the GDC next year. So the director of Uncharted.
Well, no, she was. I don't say director. 1 and 2, I think she was. Because she left Naughty Dog to join Visceral, and then Visceral got fucking canned, and then she was like a nobody, and I think she's still a nobody. Like, I think she still works for EA, but like not doing anything. I don't know. I'm not a real big fan of Amy Hennig, but I mean she's okay. And yeah, I'm happy for her. You know, I'm happy that she's getting recognized finally. Yeah, good for her.
But yeah, like that just popped up and I was like, oh shit, well if anybody gets a Lifetime Achievement Award, I'd rather it be the person who was behind Uncharted.
Well, let's put it this way. She was creating, when you think about Uncharted, right, how amazing it was, you were about to get a Star Wars game with her helming it. And then EA said, nope, we want to create monetization model shit, and we're not going to do single fucking player Star Wars. So let's all cry about that because we could have had magic and we didn't.
We could have had another.
Wait, we should get some Roots rants about how much EA sucks. Go ahead, Roots.
EA is a pile of shit. What they do to Madden is a fucking travesty. And because of what they've done to mobile, that's coming to every game that they make. Stop buying EA games. But
say literally stop buying.
Literally stop buying them. Well, guys, before we go, we had to do our Metacritic review, and since we were talking about how good Halo's music is, what is your guess of their Metascore for the original Halo Combat Evolved on the Xbox? Go.
On what scale? Like 1 through 10?
No, it's 100 on 0 to 100.
Oh wait, that's right, 100. Yeah.
So Combat Evolved Xbox, original Xbox, I'm gonna say it rounds out as a 92 on Metacritic.
Eyeball?
I'd say it was. I'd go higher. I'd say about 98.5.
All right. Well, before I accidentally.
That's like insanely high.
Before I accidentally saw it, I would have guessed around 93 or 94. Are you ready for what it is?
Yes, brother.
Highball's not so crazy. 97.
Whoa!
That's gotta be, dude. That's gotta be one of the highest rated games ever.
Yeah. Wow, that's up there, man. 90. Wow, 97 out of 100.
And the user score is 8.6.
Wow. Yeah, well, I mean, it's just iconic.
That I did not know. Like, I would have said it's in the low 90s, maybe high 80s.
One of the highest rated Metacritic games of all time.
It's got to be. It's got to be up there with, like, I don't even know.
Fucking Zelda and shit.
Yeah, like Final Fantasy VII or something, you know.
Yep.
Jeez. Well, on that note, boyos, word
boyos.
Jacked.
You stole my word! You stole my word! How dare you!
Literally stole my word.
I literally.
Jesus!
I did a good job, guys. How many times did I say literally when not asked?
Let's see, just then. So that's
way
total
less than I
5.
said.
I
Alright,
definitely.
well, listen, everybody. If you're not following DeepRoots_games, you're crazy. This channel puts out content on a regular basis, such as this podcast. During the week, Deeproots will strive to entertain you through his single-player games. You got to follow him.
Yes.
Please give him a like. Go ahead, check out his
get
YouTube
sweaty.
Yeah, and if you don't follow him, we'll find you and we'll give you a stink eye.
Oh, watch out for that.
Antonio,
But yes,
appreciate you joining the chat, man.
Yeah, we
Thanks,
loved having you,
Antonio.
man.
Bandaris.
Please,
tell your friends.
Come more.
Yeah, if you guys like what you
Eyeball just
see,
passed out over there.
oh, he's a drunk. He's a drunk one.
I'm not young.
Yeah, if you guys like what you see, give us a follow, give us a like, give us a subscribe. If you missed any episodes of Name This Podcast, the Seducer/Producer is going to give you a lovely playlist at the end of the year so you can catch up.
This one will definitely be up there.
Next week is our final Name This Podcast, but it will not be our last podcast. We're going to try and open up some new ideas, so stay tuned in the future. And again, we will be constantly streaming. Look out for me and Spike to be streaming No Way Out maybe in the next week or two. If I could somehow get a job, maybe selling myself on the street corner, we'll see. Then maybe I could get some Monster Hunter gameplay up if I could purchase it sometime.
So then when we do come back from our short
Donate
break, maybe
so Deeproots does not have to become a hooker.
Maybe when we do
done.
come back from our short break, you'll hear Deeproot speaking with some herpy lips.
I might be. I might be smacking around some bumps. I might be busy selling myself on the car. I might not be able to be here. I mean, I might.
Sit down, Spike. Sit down. Sit back down for a second. Sit back down.
All
This is our second to last of the season, and then we go on our winter break because we're so tired of just nobody listening to the show.
I'm not. I love it. I want to keep talking shit to nobody.
The second to last episode with a nice here, pull left on your trigger on 3. 1, 2, 3, Excelsior!
Yeah.
Good job,
Drink
boyos.
up.
Pass the fuck out.
And I don't know about you guys, but I think it's time for a little goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, boyos.